I had a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play.
Wait,
oh dreidel.
Cantor, stop.
What? Why?
Cantor, nice singing, beautiful singing.
Thank you, Rabbi, I appreciate that.
And everybody sounded good, but it's not Hanukkah.
No, wait. It's not Hanukkah?
It's not Hanukkah. It's Rosh Hashanah. That's right. It's Purim. Do you have a Purim song for us?
I got a Purim song. Join us. So we have your packets on your tables. On page 2, there's a Purim song, Chag Purim. Join us. Chag Purim, Chag Gadol HaYehudim, Masechot Rashanim, Zemirot Varikodim. Havana Risha, we say rush. Havana Risha, rush. Havana Risha, rush, Barashanim. So rush means noise in Hebrew. Let's hear some noise, some rush. Rush! Havana Risha, rush. Havana Risha, rush. Havana Risha, rush. Barashani. We'll do it in English. Purim's here we go. Purim's here. It's a holiday so dear. Baskin song, bring along. Groggers loud and clear. Bring the noise, rush. Bring the noise, rush. Bring the noise, rush. Purim time is here. Go faster, ready, Purim's here. And Purim's here. It's a holiday so dear. Basket song, bring it along. Groggers loud and clear. Bring the noise.
Rush.
Purim time is here.
All right. Happy Hanukkah. Nope. Happy Purim, everyone. We're so glad that you're here with us. Of course, on Purim, we celebrate the story of our ancestor, Abraham, and how Abraham, right? Yeah, Abraham. No, not. I'm sorry. Not Abraham. Moses. It's the story of wait a second.
Moshe Rabbeinu.
King David. This is the one with Esther and Mordecai. Right? How their enemies plotted to get rid of them, especially that evil man, Haman. Boo! There we go. But nahafochu, it was the other way around. Our people lived another day, and we get to tell this story. We celebrate our Jewish identity. We celebrate who we are. We celebrate Jewish community. We give matanot le'evyonim. We help others in need. Thank you to those who have brought diapers and things like that for a place to turn in Natick. We so appreciate it. We will have a special service tonight that you'll find in the packet in front of you so that you can follow along with us. We're going to ask that you keep your groggers down for the service part. We'll let you know when it's time to pick them up again, but we'll ask that you leave them on your table so that they don't create noise during our very, very special and actually very, very serious service tonight. So,
very serious.
So we will ask that you please rise as we begin our service on page 3 of the packet.
All right, folks, it's time for the Baruch Hu. A 1, a 2. A 1, 2, 3, 4. La 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 la. Hey la 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 la. Hey la 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 la. A 1, a 2. Baruch Hu, etz Adonai hamivorach yoter. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Shidi la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
You may be seated. Before the Shema this evening, which will be the next prayer of our service, we'll go through a guided meditation.
Great.
The Shema is all about listening. Shema means hear or listen. So we'll listen to ourselves this evening. I'm going to ask that you close your eyes. You can plant your feet flat on the floor. Squeeze your toes as hard as you can. Listen to your toes. What are your toes saying to you? What's little piggy saying? What's roast beef saying? Do any of your toes want to go all the way home? We come now to the back of your knees. What are the back of your knees saying to you tonight? You can come up to your stomach. Listen to your tummy. What's your tummy saying to you? Is it saying, feed me? Can you hear your neighbor's tummy? Is it talking to you as well? What about your spleen? What does your spleen say to you tonight? Well, why do we even have a spleen? Okay, that's for another night. What about your shoulders? Listen to your shoulders. Do they want to roll? Don't let them roll away. I have a heckler up here. Now we come up to our faces. Listen to your face. Stretch out your face. Make some funny noises with your face. Oh. Listen to what your face is saying.
Plop, bleep, plop.
And we come all the way up to our ears. What do your ears say tonight? Can you hear your ears? What does that even mean? Is that a little too much? Okay. Well, we'll ask you to rise as you're able. We move to the Shema on page 3 of your packet. We recite together and we listen. Cantor.
Yep.
Cantor.
What?
Did you fall asleep during the meditation?
It was so beautiful.
Thanks, Cantor.
My whole body just melted into the ground.
Oh, so
What?
sweet.
Sorry. What's going on?
Shema, page 3.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. Turn the page. V'yahavta eis Adonai Elohecha b'chol livavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך ובעשיך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וכשאתם לעוס על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכסבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמס.
All right, we continue this evening with the Amidah. The Amidah is a very, very special prayer. It is the central prayer of our service. And we need to let our prayers come into us. We need to feel them inside our bodies. And we need to express them and give them a way to come out into the world. And so, this evening, during the Amidah, I'll be leading an interpretive dance version of the Amidah as Cantor chants. So we invite you to rise as you are able. The Amidah is on page 5.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my eyes, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zoche Chastei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגיד, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
You may be seated. We take time for silent prayer. Okay, that's enough.
We're done. Okay.
All right. We will conclude this part of our service as Cantor leads us in saying Kiddush. Please rise.
Kiddush.
You may be seated. Thank you very much. So before we get to our Megilla reading and Purim Spiel this evening, we want to dance a little bit. We want to see what kind of costumes we have around the room. And so, we'll invite you, if you're wearing a costume tonight, no matter your age, no matter your costume, we want you to dance. And even if you're not wearing a costume, you can dance too. We're going to follow Cantor around the room in a little bit of a conga line. We'll do a little bit of a limbo. We want to see those costumes. Come on around. All right. All right, if you're wearing a costume, come follow Cantor. If you're not wearing a costume, you're free to follow Cantor. Look at all these wonderful costumes. All right. We've got a big red dog. All right. A junior big red dog. We've got Super Benny and his dad. A queen. All right. There we go. Nice orange. Beautiful. Woo. Got some limbo over here too. go. All right. There we go. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Wonderful costumes. Fabulous. Very, very nice. Thank you to all of you who dressed up. Part of Purim is hiding ourselves a little bit. I am once again this year, but in a different costume, Hester, which means hidden in Hebrew, the hidden Esther of Purim. So we will move now into perhaps what we could call the main event. Tonight we will be hearing from the Megilla, that is the scroll of Esther. I'll show you just the very beginning of it here. Beautiful. One of the Chamesh Megillot, one of the 5 scrolls that are read from on Jewish holidays. Cantor will be chanting in a very special Purim trope throughout our spiel. So we'll be doing not separate Megillah reading and spiel, but some Megillah reading interspersed into the spiel. It will introduce each section of our spiel tonight. We will have some blessings that will kick off the Megillah reading and spiel, which begin on page. You'll find
6.
the blessings on page 6, and you'll find all of the songs and Megillah readings in your packet. It'll go page by page in your packet, so you can follow along there with the music, with the Hebrew. We begin on page 6.
All right. We're going to bless this spiel and our Megillah and our whole Purim evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'tzvotav v'tzivanu al mikra Megillah. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avoteinu v'imoteinu bayamim ha'hem b'zman hazeh. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'hihiyanu lazman hazeh. Amen.
Sameach, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this year's annual Purim Spiel, featuring our amazing TBA Purim Spielers. Sit back and enjoy as we tell you a story of kings and queens, of love and intrigue, of hatred and vengeance, and all things in between. It is a tale of rival gangs and forbidden love. Yes, my friends, we present to you today Middle East Side Story.
Vayehi bimei Achashverosh, hu Achashverosh, Hamelech Hamolech mehodu ve'ad Kush, Sheva ve'esrim umeya Medina. Vayamim hahem keshevet Hamelech Achashverosh, al kisei malchuto asher bashushan habira.
Our tale takes place on the rough and tumble streets of inner city Shushan, part of the Persian Empire stretching from Hodu to Kush. In one part of town, we find a frolicking gang called the the Jews, and their ne'er-do-well leader, Mordechai, a tough yet caring kingpin. The Jews are constantly made to feel unwelcome strangers, far from their homeland and spread throughout the kingdom. The Jews try to steer clear of their anti-Semitic rivals who rule the streets, headed by the vicious, dangerous Haman. It was a hard scrabble existence, and it required a tough attitude.
When you're a Jew all the way from the day of your bris till the Kaddish, they say. When you're a Jew and you stand for Amen, troubles abound for the whole Jewish land. We're never alone, we're always well connected. Watch our own, as danger is expected, we're protected. Here come the Jews with a capital J. We must never forget that God made us His way. When we're a Jew.
The Jews live in fear. The end has come for us. Monday is near. We really have got sorted.
You all the Jews live a life that's not swell. If you eat Persian food, you may not feel so well.
Here all the Jews on King's Room must abide. We can't go underground and there's no place to hide. We hear all the time about the nose of Yidden.
See the sign,
The Jew will be forbidden from eating anything. We are the Jews, yeah, and we're gonna beat every anti-Semite who wants us at his feet. On the whole, bargain, hygiene, loving,
Vayehi omen et Hadassah, hi Esther bat Dodo, ki ein la ava aim, vehana'ara yafat toar, utovat mare, uvamot aviha ve'ima, lakacha Mordechai lo levat. Vayehi behishama devar hamelech vedato vehi baketz ne'arot rabot el Shushan habira el yar Hegai v'tilakach Esther el beit hamelech el yar Hegai shomer na hanashim.
Yes, life was tough for the Jews of Persia. Most of them longed desperately for their homeland and dreamed of returning someday to Jerusalem, Ir HaKodesh, the holy city. But not all of them. For the younger generation, they only knew life in Shushan. Moving to Jerusalem seemed crazy. How could they leave their school, their friends, their favorite hookah bar, and of course, their belly dancing class? One of these young Jews was Mordechai's niece, Hadassah. Despite Mordechai's wishes, Hadassah took a local street name, Esther, and ran around town with the local gang, the Jets. The Jews. For the Jews, hard scrabble life in Shushan was all they knew.
Fills me with much mixed emotion. Always the winds of war blowing, always the enemies crowing, and the future unknowing, and the locals praying, hope that they'll be saying, I like the city of Shushan. That's where I can get my Lusa. Like Shushan, Persia.
Okay, like me in Shushan, Persia. Jews can live free in Shushan, Persia. Down on their knees in Shushan, Persia.
Shopping in Shushan is so nice.
One day in Israel's worth any price.
Hear my because to Shushan, Persia, food to consume in Shushan, Persia, smell of perfume in Shushan, Persia, we are all doomed in Shushan, Persia. Here they appreciate my face, just as long as we remain chaste.
What, they don't like my faint accent?
Life is alright in Shushan, Persia. Sex is delight in Shushan, Persia. They're not uptight in Shushan, Persia. Stay out of sight in Shushan, Persia.
ותילקח אסתר אל מלך אחשוורוש, אל בית מלכותו בחודש העשירי, וחודש טבת בשנת 7 למלכותו. ויאהב המלך את אסתר מכל הנשים, ותישא חן וחסד לפניו מכל הבתולות, וישם כתר מלכות בראשה, וימליכה תחת ושתי.
It wasn't easy, but Mordecai succeeded in getting Esther off the streets and out of the gang. He guided her towards the more wholesome life of a righteous, pious Jew. With Mordecai's tutelage, Esther became the very model of a nice Jewish girl. The king's wife, Vashti, was not the very model of a nice Jewish girl, and the king banished her for her lack of immodesty. A decree was sent throughout the kingdom requiring all unmarried women to appear before the king. From all of these women, the king would choose a new queen. Esther was whisked away to the palace with all the other girls and waited patiently for her turn to come before the king. When the night finally came, she felt confident that she could win the king's heart and take the crown. Esther was brought to the royal chamber for her inspection. But she didn't show off like all the other girls. No, Esther was different. King Ahasuerus was a drunken despot who was used to getting whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted it.
Yes.
He had never met anyone so beautiful, so confident, and yet so alluringly off limits. Esther was mesmerizing. He was absolutely smitten by her, all the more so because he couldn't have her.
The most beautiful girl I've never seen. Esther, my Esther, my Esther, my Esther. Such anticipation there's never been. Esther, my Esther, my Esther, my Esther. Esther, my Esther, my Esther. I've just met a girl whose name's Esther, and looking at a dame will never be the same to me. My Esther, I can't kiss that girl whose name's Esther, and suddenly I found how great to be turned down can be. My Esther, touch yet I feel the room swaying. It's too much when I see her lips praying. My Esther, she puts on the stops, my sweet Esther.
אחד הדברים האלה גידל המלך אחשוורוש את המן. בן המדת האגגי וינשאהו וישם את כיסו מעל כל השרים אשר איתו. וכל עובדי המלך אשר בשער המלך קוראים ומשתחווים להמן. כי כן ציווה לו המלך ומרדכי לא יכרע ולא ישתחווה.
The search for a new queen was over. Without another thought, the king made Esther his bride, offering her half of his kingdom. Outside the palace, however, things were less rosy. The king, you see, had a chief advisor, a nasty piece of gangland trash named Haman. Who terrorized the kingdom. He insisted that everyone bow down to him. It happened once that when Haman passed by the Jewish gang's turf, Mordecai refused to bow. Mordecai knew that Jews only bow down before God. Haman was furious. He was determined to destroy not only Mordecai, but the entire Jewish people. He tried to persuade the king to sign the edict to destroy the Jews. But he played it cool.
Crazy Jew, can't rule the Jews. They'll just mock it if we don't sock it to the unruly, cruel Jews. Don't get hot, but I know they plot ways to get ahead. Leave them to me, and I will see they'll lose their wealth and die instead. Jew, crazy Jew. That Jewish gang, beat it, stun it, they'll overcome it. Let's kill all the Jews. Let me go and implement my supreme ploy, and then you'll rule, boy, real
The king gave Haman his royal signet ring. I give this to you. And told him to put out a decree to destroy the Jews. The Jews were horrified at this news and gathered together in a secret location somewhere in Shushan to bemoan their fate.
ומצאתי חן בעיני המלך, ואם על המלך טוב לתת את שאלתי ולעשות את בקשתי, יבוא המלך והמן. אל המשתה אשר אעשה להם, ומחר אעשה כדבר המלך. ויצא המן היום ההוא שמח וטוב לב בחירות המן. את מרדכי בשער המלך, ולא קם ולא זע ממנו, וימלא המן. על מרדכי חמה.
The situation was catastrophic, but something had to be done. Esther knew that the way to a man's heart was through his stomach, so she proposed that the king and Haman join her for a sumptuous feast that evening. Esther prepared delicacies like the king had never experienced. Knedlach, gribbinus, kreplach, gefilte fish, chrane, herring, chopped liver, whitefish salad, and of course, manischewitz. Lots of manischewitz. The king and Haman arrived. Boo! With romantic anticipation. Both thought that Esther was in love with them. Esther pulled out all the stops, plying them with dish after dish, all the while refilling their wine glasses. By the time dessert was finished, the king was at his most intoxicated, and he was offering Esther anything her heart desired, even up to half of his kingdom. But Esther played it cool. She asked only that the king and Haman return the next evening. That they return the next evening for a second banquet, even grander than the first. The king readily agreed and stumbled off to his royal bedchamber, where the combination of chrane, gribbinus, and wine kept him awake until the wee hours of the morning. Haman retired to his chambers, also full of manischewitz. But his mood was spoiled when he spotted his nemesis, Mordecai, on the way home. Mordecai stood staring at him, eye to eye. Soon enough, Haman told himself, he would exact his revenge. After much tossing and turning, the king eventually called in his royal bedtime assistant, who read to him from the royal chronicles.
And so, Bigtan and Teresh plotted to assassinate the king, but Mordecai learned of their evil plot and saved the good king's life.
What reward was given for such a valorous man?
My good king, no reward was given.
Just then, Haman arrived.
Haman, you are the most trusted advisor. What should be done for one whom the king wishes to honor?
Haman, always thinking of himself, assumed the king was talking about him.
Why, he should be dressed in the royal robes and paraded through Shushan on a royal horse. You are indeed wise. This is how we shall honor Mordecai, who saved my life.
The evening of Esther's second banquet arrived. Haman and the king arrived to find Esther in a terrible state of despair.
Jews, they're going to destroy the Jews.
What? How can this be? I know the Jews to be good and righteous people. Your very Uncle Mordecai saved my life.
I know.
Who, I say, who has hatched this devious plot?
It was him, Haman.
The jig was up. The king was furious with Haman for plotting to kill his darling queen and her people. Haman's fate was sealed. Boo! He threw himself on the mercy of the court.
Dear kindly King Ahasuerus, gotta understand, it's just the damn Jews' reproach that got me out of hand. The queen hates and entrapped me and played while you are drunk. Son of Moses, that's why I'm now sulky. King Ahasuerus, I see you're upset, but I'm the best advisor that a monarch can get. Queen Esther has misunderstood. Deep down inside, you know I'm good.
You are good?
I am good, I am good, I am good, good. Inside of me and you'll find
That's a touching good story.
Let me tell it to the world.
Just tell it.
Just tell it to the judge. Dear kindly Jew, your honor, the people treat me rough. Even when I ask nicely, they won't give me their stuff. And when they won't bow to me, I'm justifiably mad. Goodness gracious, does that make me so bad?
Like King Ahasuerus, this guy's a nightmare. Perhaps he'd be less evil with an analyst's care. He's got some psychoses that are quite absurd. He's psychologically disturbed.
I'm disturbed, I'm disturbed, I'm disturbed, I'm the most disturbed. Yes, I'm psychologically disturbed.
In the opinion of this judge, Haman is depraved on account of his always taking from others.
Hey, I'm depraved on account of I've deprived.
So take him to a hedge.
My grandpa was a Malek who picked off helpless Jews. He filled me up with hatred and lustward control too. The greatest heights of power are to what I obsess. Goodness gracious, that's why I'm a mess.
Yes, Ahasuerus, this guy is a slob. He's never really worked in a good, honest job. Society suffered from all of his shtick, and sociologically he's sick.
I am sick, I am sick, I am sick, I am sick, sick, sick. Yes, I'm sociologically sick.
In my opinion, this guy doesn't deserve to have his head shrunk at all. He should have it removed for all his praise.
I guess I have a social disease.
So take him to a social worker.
Dear kindly social worker, I've never turned a buck. I'm just a politician, which means that I'm a schmuck. It's not that I'm a racist, I hate all equally. Good That's why they hate me.
King Ahasuerus, there's only one thing. This guy should not be pardoned. He should hang from a string. There's nothing about him we've misunderstood. Deep down inside him, he's no good.
I'm no good?
He's no good. He's no good. He's no earthly good. And the best of him is no damn good.
The trouble is he's crazy.
And the evil way he thinks.
His ego's always growing. He's a danger to the throne.
We see these people of our own.
Down on my knees. It's hard for me to beg when I have never said please. Gee, King Ahasuerus, here's what you should do. Kill the Jews.
You know what, Haman? I think I'll kill you instead. Off with his head!
Yay!
Haman was soon hanging from the gallows 50 cubits high. Mordecai was raised to a position of power and esteem, and in commemoration they declared an annual festival of joy, feasting, and caring for those in need called Purim. And that is what brings us together here today, ladies and gentlemen, a celebration of the Jewish people's overcoming adversity and doing the mambo.
We are the Jews, yeah, and we're gonna beat every anti-Semite who wants us at his feet on the whole Begin Hashem Loaded Street.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
You can stand up.
Thank you. I will help you up.
What's your name? Get up.
Amazing. Thank you to our amazing Purim Spielers. They worked very hard. In order, who's up here? Mark Stetson, Dina Stetson, Andy Miller, Rob Levine, Elena Williams, boo, Don Levy, Hannah Geller, Robin Goldweitz, and Merle Kushner. Bravo, thank you guys.
And of course to Cantor Wolff for making it all happen. Yeah, Cantor! To our wonderful tech team, Bill Rabkin, Ellie Anbinder, Howie Goldberg, thank you all. Happy Purim, happy Purim. Thank you, everyone.